Cause I'm back again. I'm reloaded.
Hit the like button, fool.
Hit the like button, fool. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the King David Super Show. I am your host, the King, the Kang Dave. This is episode number 5. Me and Swin were just having that conversation on how you start the show. And to be honest with you, we were just having a discussion regarding like video class. I don't ever recall passing video class. So we're just gonna have to fucking wing it. But because it's my show, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna do it my way. Welcome to the King David Super Show. I'm your host, King David. This was the King David Super Show is brought to you by Diet Dr. Pepper. We just need more. And LaBerge Casino, thank you for your money. And Ferrari. If you don't drive a Ferrari, you're a little bitch. Swin, what's going down, sir? What is up? What is going down, my friend?
Not much. It's your guy, man. Swin, in for the win. Your favorite rapping expediter. And by the way, y'all, if you're watching, hit the like button, fool. Exactly.
You heard what he said.
What's going down?
Put some respect on his name.
What's going down?
Put some respect on my name.
What's going down, bro?
Shit.
What we got for tonight?
Tonight I want to kind of talk about bro codes. You know what I'm saying? Bro codes. What is a bro code, and when are you in violation? Is that a good topic? Do you think? I think. Yeah. I think a lot of people because bro code's kind of like it kind of pushes you in directions like so, you know. In my opinion, bro codes define your friendships. Can you agree or disagree? Or what
I agree on that, man. Because if somebody step over a line, then they actually wasn't your friend, or they're not your friend. And bro codes are like unwritten rules. You know, it's like a natural thing amongst men, amongst brothers. You know,
brothers, the key word. Yeah, not friends, brothers. Yeah, friends that you are brothers. So for example, I've broken the bro code. I've enforced the bro code. You know, I've broken the rules, and I've enforced the rules, and I've reported violators. You know what I'm saying? The hardest thing I would say, you know, the things that I've experienced is actually when I've had a brother of mine or a friend, a very, very, very close friend of mine, where their woman was out of line. I've had this happen to me more than one occasion. I've had this happen to me, you know. And the fucked up part of the whole thing was when I told my boy about the situation, he kind of came at me wrong, like I was trying to like come at his woman or something like that. I'm like, dude, well, why would I do that to you? You know what I'm saying? What do I do by telling you this? You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget this shit. The last time it happened, I was in China. My buddy's married now. He's on with somebody else now. But I was in China. You know what I'm saying? I was in China, and his chick was sending me provocative photographs via I think Instagram DM, and then she was trying to bait me because like what was going on was they were fighting, and the crazy part was she would sit here and kind of like be like kind of crying, like trying to like cry on my shoulder so I would talk to him. So instead of talking to him, she's over here trying to use me as the conduit. Right?
Middleman, huh?
Middleman to communicate with him. It's like, you know what? That's kind of suspect right there. It's like, why would you be talking to me when you can't communicate with your own man? Whether you're fighting or whether you're not, I am not your conduit. You know what I'm saying? And these are kind of signs.
Yeah, and besides, I ain't your friend. I'm his friend.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm on team friend. I ain't on team you. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is like she kept coming back at me like on all you know, just, you know, hey, can you talk to him, blah 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 blah. That's one thing. But then she was talking to me off the record and on all this extra shit, and then she starts sending me photographs, and then the photographs go from regular to provocative, and then she was trying to bait me saying it's okay to respond. So and then we went from like, you know, borderline to like, hey, we crossed the line. So then I told him I told him when I was in China, I'm like, hey, bro, I'm like, your girl send me provocative pictures. And that kind of fucked up our friendship for a little while because he kind of came at me like I was instigating it.
Like you initiated.
Yeah, he was coming at me like I was lying or like I was instigating the whole thing. And I'm like, bro, what do I benefit by telling you this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said nothing.
I'm trying to hear you out, bro. I'm trying to let you hear
I'm
this.
trying to tell you what kind of shit you got going on because how many other people is she doing this with besides me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of them girls, like, you know, they want to kind of like have it going on with the team. You know?
Sometimes they do. Some like they just do it out of spite. Her and the dude ain't working out. So to get back at him, they try to holler at a friend. You know what I'm saying? I've heard people say, I'm gonna fuck your friends.
Yeah. I'm like, what did Chris Rock say? I was tossing salads.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah, it be like that sometimes. And sometimes too, man, when people you see your friend's significant other cheating, and then you go back and tell them what happened. And then they want to get mad at you. It's like, bro, I'm just trying to help you out and let you know what situation you in. I caught your chick hugged up, holding hands, kissing with another dude. Or I saw your chick headed to the hotel with 2 other guys in the car.
Bro, I saw that on Cheaters. I saw that on Cheaters. Dude called.
I seen that in real life, bro.
Chick out there.
I seen that in real life. I had a homeboy, man. I was married at the time. So me and my wife went to this club. We go to this club, there's a little hole in the wall, we dancing. My buddy, man, he had to go to school. We was in the military, so he had to go to school in Virginia. We in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And so I look and I see his wife. She's sitting at the table with 2 dudes. One rubbing on her leg, the other one touching her somewhere else. And I look up and she see me. And she look and she make eye contact with me. She like she seen like a deer in headlights. She was like, oh. And I look and I just looked at her and I'm like, yeah, I see you. I see you. And so 100 dudes left. You know what I'm saying? They left in a Tahoe that my homeboy paid for. This woman had 3 kids. He treated them kids like that was his. He put her in the house, put her in a brand new Tahoe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The kids didn't want for nothing. Their daddies wasn't in their life. This was a good dude, man. So me and my wife, we leave the club. I see her pulled up on the side of the road. She got a flat tire. The 2 dudes on the outside of the Tahoe trying to change the tire.
Yeah.
And then she see me roll by and I look and I'm like, yeah, I see you. I see you. So, man, I saw my buddy later on. And he was telling me about it. I told him. I'll tell him. I said, yeah, man, I seen you chick at the club, man, with 2 guys.
What was his response?
He already assumed that some things was going on. You know, he had opened up to me. And he was all right. I was like, yeah, man, I seen her. He was like, damn. He said, man, I do everything for this woman, man. I treat them kids like they're my own. He said, I gotta go my separate way. I gotta choose me. Yeah. So they separated ways because, man, he wasn't, man, that dude was in pain, man. And her whole family loved him. He knew all the nieces and nephews' birthdays. Man, good dude. Real good dude. Yeah. But man, I done had a bunch of my buddies, ladies come at me. I had wives, girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? There was one instance, man. I went to a restaurant. I had my family with me. We go in a restaurant, and on the way walking in the restaurant, my wife and kids was already inside. I got at the car last because I wanted to go park the car. And so I recognized my buddy's wife, and I ain't seen him in a long time because they had moved to Florida. He had already got stationed in Florida. And then so I see his wife. I say, hey, what's going on? She said, hey, Tony, what's going on? I see the kids, man. I give them hugs because I treated his kids like they were my nieces and nephews. That's how we was, man. Yeah. And so I'm talking to her, and I said, what my boy at? She said, oh, he in Florida. I don't like Florida. I don't like the weather. So we back here in Mississippi. Yeah. And I say, okay, well, shoot, tell him, man, tell him to give me a holler. I ain't spoke to him in a minute. Yeah. I say, man, here's my number. Tell him to give me a call.
Right.
And she say, okay. And then she gave me her number, and she's like, so what's up with you? And I looked at her. Looked up and down. And then right at that moment, when she came up to me, she like put her hand on my arm. My wife walked out the restaurant.
Yeah, she's like, so what's up with me?
She said, she jumped back. And I was like, hey, it's so-and-so. It's so-and-so. I done had it happen a couple times, bro. We used to have these chicks used to live next to us. The chick,
what happened with your wife though? When she saw that, what did she say?
oh, she didn't catch her with her hand on me.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't catch that. She probably would have beat her. She would have beat her down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was a smaller frame woman. She would have beat her down. And then another time, bro, one of my wife's friends she grew up with, they grew up in the same neighborhood. She used to live in the same apartments we lived in. And so she didn't have a car. Her roommate had a car. So sometimes she would ask, could we pick her up from work? So I treated my wife good. You know what I'm saying? I would buy gifts for her, put roses on the floor, put roses on the bed for Valentine's Day, all that kind of crap. Yeah. Back then when I was blind. And so she called, could one of us come pick her up from work? I said, yeah. I said, I'll come pick you up. So I jump in my car, man. I ride up there to the place. She used to work at a restaurant. So the chick jump in. We get in the car. She get in the car. We driving. I'm playing some Floetry. All you gotta do is say yes, because that was my favorite album at that time. Yeah. You know? And she like, Tony, you a good dude. I wish I had a dude like you. These guys, they some knuckleheads. Ain't none of them good. She took her hand and put it on my leg. Rubbed my thigh. I looked down while I was driving, knocked her hand off and just looked at her.
Miss Trinidad.
Turned the music up and kept rolling. She was scared as hell that I was gonna tell my wife what she did. I ain't tell my wife nothing though. Yeah. But after that whole attitude change, whenever she saw me around my wife.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been tested a bunch of times by my buddies, girls, and wives. Man, I got some stories, bro. But let's get back into it.
I don't have a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? But I would just say, like, I've kind of done my dirt, you know. I've kind of been part of it, you know. But so I remember, I remember when I was I just graduated boot camp, and there was this girl. I can't say her name. I can't say her name, and I'll tell you why later. There was this girl that all of us just kind of like we know she was very well noticed. We'll just say that, and everybody knew that she was with this dude. Like, it was obvious they were together. You know, they were. You know, when you graduate from boot camp, you're in you're in A school. It's kind of like college. You're in college. You know, so you're kind of in college until you go back and go out to the fleet. So these two were clearly together. You'd see them on the grinder together, this, that, and the other. So it's like, okay, they're together. So she would kind of like, kind of bait you. Like, you know, she would flirt with you. And then I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna flirt back. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, she's over here talking that shit. You know, like, hey, you know, meet me at this time and at this place. And I'm like, nah, way, this is bull. I'm like, but like, everybody kind of knows she's with this dude. So one day her and I hooked up. And the thing was, when her and I hooked up, me and another friend of mine was together at the same time when I was with her. He knew about it. He's like, dude, you know, she's on her dude with you. And he knew as well. So after her and I are done, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know how it got spread. Like, everybody found out, you know, I don't kiss and tell, but it somehow, like, everybody fucking knew, like, literally the next day, you know, everybody fucking knew. So it's like, wow. So then he fucking charges me up. It's like, bro, is it true? I'm like, yeah, bro, it is. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. I'm like, bro, this is the kind of caliber of woman that you date. You know, these are the repercussions that come along with it. So the crazy part was, he didn't want to fight me after that. He kind of handled it like a fucking top G. And then the crazy part was, the dude that I was hanging out with, he married her. Kind of shit is that? And they're still married to this day.
I got some people I know that did some stuff like that. They married the town jump off, you know what I'm saying? And heard all the horror stories. And buddies giving each other high fives about what they done did, and they still went off and married.
Yeah, it's like married sloppy seconds, sloppy thirds. I'm like, bro, like, you must have like very little self-esteem, you know. But it's like, you know, and here's kind of the, here's kind of rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, the biggest kind of rule, like in bro code, no family members, off limits. Family members, sisters, cousins. You know, I would just say this. Let me not say it's off limits, but you have to have a fucking damn near, you have to have like a sit down. You have to ask permission. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to date my sister, it's like, bro, I know you my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So it would be like, look, I know the crust of you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I know your dirt.
Yeah,
like, I know your dirt.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, look,
I know how you deal with women. I know what you do, what you
so,
do with them, and what you do to them.
Dirt dog, you dirt dog, Snoop Doggy Dog, you
Yeah.
know, Dog Pound, and the Fabulous Dramatics. You know, so it's like, look, if that's the route that you want to go, we almost have to have, what do you call that shit? A fucking what do you call it? We have to have a sit down. We have to have a talk.
Yeah, intervention.
Yeah, we have to have interventions. Like, look, man.
Yeah. Hey, bro, come here. Look, come here, man. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you.
Like, look, man. The old days is over, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? If you break your heart, I'll break your neck. You know. Yeah. But it's a slippery slope when it comes to family. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, and usually it's best where it's like, look, I am blind. It's like me trying to talk to your sister. I am blind to her. You know, it's like, so if she was to ever try to come on to me, it's like, look, I've known you since you were like 7. I don't look at you like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though you may see me in a certain light, I cannot. It's like these glasses. I'm like, I'm sorry. They're blind. I don't see
for all my homeboys now, they sisters, man, they sisters are like my sisters. I don't see them that kind of way. I can never. I see them, and when it comes to my friends, and they ladies are invisible to me. Once they introduce me to, I say, hey, how you doing? They tell me their name. It's cool. After that, I don't see them.
Yeah.
You can say, man, hey, my girl had on a nice dress. I was like, bro, I didn't see it.
I don't know nothing.
I don't see her. I ain't looking at it. So, what a bro code no-nos. You know what I'm saying? We just said family members, sisters. Okay.
Yep. Family members.
Your homeboy's girl.
Ex-girlfriends.
Homeboy's ex-girlfriend.
So then they ask, how far down the line does it go?
Your homeboy's wife.
Yeah.
Your homeboy's ex-wife.
Wives, ex-wives, ex-girlfriends. I would say the rule of
your
thumb.
Homeboy's mama. Your homeboy's mama. Straight out there. That's number one.
Yeah.
Hey, man, call me daddy. You know what I'm saying? What?
You call me stepdaddy, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, but dude,
yeah, man. We got a comment from Captain T. He say, "Why would any man want his buddy's leftovers?"
Because they nasty.
I sure wouldn't want it. Why would I want to be swapping spit with a chick that I know my brother and or my buddy and beat it down? Nah, man, that's horrible.
If I know which buddy it was, I know what they did. I'm like, no, hell no.
Yeah, that's horrible, man. That is horrible, man.
I'm gonna need some holy water and some Listerine and some hydrochloric acid because I didn't know what countries he's been into before he been with you.
Yeah, so I done had a lot of my buddies, ladies come at me. Shoot, and I've always shot them down, bro. I've always shot them down. They trip me out. They come to you and they tell you and they complain about your homeboy to you, and then they try to throw it at you. And I'm like, nah, I ain't never took the bait. Nah. And then I've been in a situation where I had a friend and an ex of mine tried to holler at him after we broke up. You know what I'm saying? He tried to holler at him after we broke up. And me and him had beef for a little bit, but she initiated it. You know what I'm saying? She initiated and tried to break a friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Here's kind of
we patched that up and moved forward. Here's
the biggest dynamic of why exes are off limits is because hypothetically, if that happened, that happened, and I see like, I'm with your ex or I'm with 2 exes ago. And the thing is like then you start to backtrack in your mind. I was talking to you about all my problems with this chick, and for all I know, how long have you been feeling this way for her, or better yet, how long has she been feeling this way towards you?
Yeah.
So then
you've been smiling in my face and stabbed me in the back.
Exactly. So then in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, were you the reason why we broke up? Were you the reason, trying to push me away from her so you can take her for yourself? So that's kind of like the reason why you don't want to do that. That's a slippery fucking slope because it creates a lot of doubt. You know what I'm saying? It creates a lot of doubt on like, okay, the main thing is how long have you had these kind of feelings? So, and it's like, that kind of just makes me feel like you're a snake in the grass and I can't treat you. I can't trust you anymore, And that's kind of like why you just don't fucking do that. You just don't fucking do it. You know, because if that means your credibility is in question about this, what else can I not trust you about?
Yeah.
You see, because now your credibility is all in question. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't trust you with my woman. I can't trust you with shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I've known some people. We wasn't cool. We knew of each other because we worked in the same place. We wasn't cool. Yeah. And I'll tell you a story. So it was this dude, man. I knew him from the base. We didn't hang out, we didn't kick, but we knew of each other, and he wound up getting locked up on base, right? Yeah. And so I just see him from time to time, you know. And his girl would come visit him while he was while I was in jail. His girl was fine. She was bad. She was bad, like bad as chicken. It's Corpus Christi, Texas, man. Bad as chicken, Corpus Christi. She was from Virginia. Bad chick. And so, man, she was coming through the gate one day, and I said, man, you got any sisters? You got a twin or something? She started giggling. So she go make a visit to him in the jail, and then she come out and she slide me her phone number. She said, give me a call. I'm like, shit, he locked up anyway. You know, I'm like, hell yeah, this chick bad. So we started talking, and then she told me to come by. She said, hey, this is the address, come on by. So I come on by. Yeah. We in the living room, we messing around, and then they had a studio apartment, so you can see the bedroom from the first floor. You can see the bedroom and the bed light and everything. The stairs go up. She goes upstairs. She started taking her clothes off. Yeah. She go upstairs. I'm like, oh yeah, buddy, it's about to go down. I get upstairs. I get upstairs, bro. I see all kind of martial art competition trophies.
Oh shit.
I see ribbons. I see medals. The whole wall in this room is covered with this dude's achievements in martial arts. I'm talking about trophies taller than me, like 6-foot trophies. You know what I'm saying? There's katanas on the dresser, swords hanging up on the wall. There's ninja stars. It's size like Raphael from the Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Man, he got stabs up there with the blade on the end, like a kung fu movie. He got pictures of him winning competitions, breaking boards, breaking bricks.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, I see this dude every day, and I ain't know this dude's a kung fu master. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I say, hey, is this him in the?
Now you gotta
I say, man, is this him in the picture? She said, yeah, that's him. I say, so he really do this? She's like, yeah. Oh yeah, that's all his trophies and stuff. I'm like, man, she would have killed her. So she lay down on the bed. I lay down on the bed. She got her clothes off. I got all my clothes on. I say, man, I'm keeping these sneakers on, man. I'm keeping these Air Force Ones on.
There's no slip soles on these days.
And so, man, I lay down on the bed, and it sounded like the door. It sounded like the door opening. I jump up. I say, "What's that? What's that? What's that?" She's like, "Relax, lay back down. There ain't nothing." Yeah. And then it sounded like the door open. I say, "Oh man, I gotta get up out of here," because I didn't know when he was getting out of jail, and I was like, "This dude, he gonna slice and dice me up." Yeah. So I say, man, I got to chunk the deuce. That was the last time I went by there.
You didn't knock it down?
Oh. Nah, I ain't knocked that down. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah. I wasn't trying to get caught in my birthday suit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, forget that.
Like a sushi roll.
But yeah, people like that, yeah. I think people I didn't know but knew of, yeah, I didn't got at their chick. But if you was my friend, nah, it's off limits. It's off limits. I ain't never hollered at none of my homeboys' exes, ex-wives, ex-girls, none of that.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, you know, in any kind of friendship, you know, you never want your credibility in question. You know, you can't afford that. And it's not worth it. It's not even worth the gamble. You know, it's not worth the gamble. You know, and so the biggest thing is like, look, out of all the women that you could be out there fucking or whatever, you gotta fuck my ex. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's kind of the thing. That's kind of like the thing where it almost feels like it's malicious. That's the way that I would. That's the way I would treat it. Where it's like, out of all the women, it's like, you don't know me for this many years, and out of all the bitches out there, you have to fuck my ex. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, so it's just like, for me, it's just like, you could have chose anybody else. So for me, I would take it like that shit was malicious. You know what I'm saying? Even if it wasn't, that's the way I would take it. Like, God damn, dude, really? You know?
Yeah.
There was
it's you know, shoot, sometimes, man, some of these exes, shit, more power to you, bro. Go take that headache.
Yeah, you know, because
go ahead and take that headache, man.
Funny though, because one time, I actually had a homie of mine, and you know what? The same chick I'm telling you about. The same chick I'm telling you about. He actually told me to go knock her down. He's like, you don't want that. He's like, go and take that headache. Because when I mentioned because I told you he got mad at me when I told him about what happened, and he got mad at me. I'm like, dude, I'm over here just trying to be real with you, man. I'm saying I'm trying to be your homie.
Heads up. Yeah.
He's like, man, you just need to go and knock her down. This, that, and the other. And he's like, yeah, she's, he was just going on and on and on about it, like, how much of a headache that she is. This, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh man, but he was kind of just egging me on to do that. So I don't know if he was kind of like trying to bait me as well to kind of see if I was going to do that shit,
Yeah.
But it's like,
yeah.
And then so what ended up happening shortly after that, they ended up getting into it and it got real bad. And then they finally they just called it off like for good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this, man, speaking from experience. Man,
get involved.
Wives are off limit, man. Even if it ain't your homeboys, they off limit, man. That's some
that'll get you killed. You know what I'm saying?
That's some dangerous stuff, bro. And it's some real dangerous stuff. Like, man, I'm gonna tell y'all this. So I had met this chick. She had a reputation. She had a reputation around the town. And so a lot of people knew about it. I didn't know because I was new to the town. So I rolled up on her with my buddy, and he had said, man, I heard about her, man. She wild. All right. So come to find out a couple weeks later, man, I get an apartment. It's in the same apartments where this chick live at.
Yeah.
So this chick she was married. She had some kids. They all had different daddies. The youngest kid was by her husband. He was in the military too. And he was out to sea. And so we was washing clothes in the apartments, and she came in there and she introduced herself. She said she was throwing a party, that we were some cool guys, that she would like to invite us to her party. So yeah, man, we go to the party. It's a bunch of females there. I get wasted, man. I'm underage. I'm like 19. But
yeah.
I get towed down. I don't know how to hold my liquor. You know what I'm saying? I get towed down. I wind up passing out from, too much alcohol. So my buddies had to carry me back to our apartment. I wake up the next day, and the chick called me. She called me. And I said, man, I'm wondering how she got my phone number. Somebody she worried about me and worried about my safety. I was like, man, you don't even know me. How you worried about my safety? We barely know each other. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, hey, I just got some furniture. I need to move this other piece of furniture out of the way to put this furniture in my house. Can you help me? I said, yeah, I can help you. I'm just being nice. I'm naive. You know what I'm saying? So I go over there, and she said, thank you for coming. I really need your help. I say, man, where the furniture at? She said, it's right back here. I need you to move this dresser. So she walked me to the back to the bedroom. I look in the bedroom. I don't see nothing new. She closed the door. She locked it. And she pushed me on the bed. I look, she got a picture of her and her family up there on the dresser.
Yeah.
I say, ma'am, you married? I say, what are you doing? And I get up. She pushed me back. So I get back up. I sit up. Man, she pushed me back, pulled my shorts down, and went to town. And that was all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? That was all she wrote, man. I just want I just laid back.
Exactly.
And did the do. I'm 19. I'm trying to get some. So, man, so that turned into an ongoing situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anytime that I say, man, I was trying to leave her alone, but anytime she would come by, and then man, she'd start whipping her head, and then I'd be right back riding shotgun into the car. And so her dude came back. I had stopped messing with her.
Yeah.
Her dude came back, and one of her kids' fathers had the same name as me. So her man checked the call ID and seen that, we was having a barbecue downstairs at another neighbor's that was downstairs from my old girl.
Yeah.
So her husband like, hey, so Tony been calling, and then the neighbor that I was partying in that house was like, oh, you mean Tony downstairs? He talking about Tony for the stepdaughter, not me.
Right.
So he come downstairs to the get together we having, and go around and introduce himself to everybody till he finds Tony. You know what I'm saying? He go around, hey man, I'm so and so's husband. Nice to meet you, man. I'm on the so and so ship. Yeah, nice to meet you. So he shake my hand, and say, hey bro, how you doing, man? My name's Tony. All right, bro. He look at me, he go, what's up, man? And then he walks out. He goes upstairs. He starts to fight with his wife.
Yeah.
He starts a fight with his wife, and then he come out and he finna go. I'm finna go find me something to knock down right now. You know, he jump in his car and he peel out. She run over there to me. She's like, "What you tell my husband?" I was like, "I ain't tell him nothing." He came in and introduced himself to everybody. So she run upstairs. I'm talking to somebody in the doorway of the apartment. I got my back turned. She come at me with a bat. She swing this bat. I dodge the bat. I catch it. I throw the bat in the woods. And then I tell everybody, "Hey man, I'm leaving, man. It's ruining the party. Y'all enjoy yourself."
Right. I know you 30 years. You didn't never tell me that story.
Man, and I say I'm bouncing. So I go back to my apartment. All right. So I'm in the town. I'm riding around with my buddy, right?
Yeah.
I'm at the light. This fool roll up on me with her.
What? And they're together.
Yeah, they together. He said, "Hey man, we need to talk. We need to talk, man." I said, "I ain't got to talk to you about nothing." They chasing me, man. It was a car chase going through the town.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? She done told this man that to save face, she told this man that I violated her.
Oh, okay.
That I took the cookies.
No.
You know what I'm saying? No. To tell the truth, that woman had been almost every dude that was at that barbecue, she had been with him. I was just her favorite. You know what I'm saying? And so
what happened? Yeah, what happened next?
And so, yeah, man. So I finally caught him by himself. I found out when he was working on the ship, when he would be by himself, because she would get, "Yeah, he did this. He did this to me." And I'm like, man. So I caught him by himself. I said, "Hey, bro." I walked up on the ship, and he was standing watch. He had a gun on his hip. I said, "Man, he tried to go for that gun. I'm whipping him. I'm gonna hurt this dude." So I walked up on the ship. He grabbed a pistol. The other dude said, "Hey, don't do that. Don't you do that, because I'm gonna have to shoot you if you pull that gun."
Yeah.
And I was ready. And so I look at him. I said, "Yeah, I need to talk to you, man." I said, "Everything your wife telling you is a lie." I said, "Man, I didn't violate that woman." And I say, "Man, this woman been chasing me, and she been introducing me to family members. You know what I'm saying? I know people." And I gave him names of the people that I knew to let him know that it was for real. He was like, "Damn, how you know all these people, man? You know my in-laws." You know what I'm saying? I said, "Yeah, she been taking me around, introducing people, talking about I'm gonna be her new man and all this kind of." I said, "I ain't trying to be none of that." And so, man, he went back, put his hands on her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I kind of cleared my name.
Yeah.
And shoot, man. But kind of, you say kind of, because I did the dirt. You know what I'm saying? So after that situation, it became kind of dangerous. It's like, man, I ain't doing that no more.
But you know what? I mean, the thing is, it happened at a very critical part of your life. You know what I'm saying? You were 19. Yeah. I mean, fuck, I would have did the same thing. You know? So it just kind of is what it is.
I was 19. She was 30. She was 30 something.
Exactly. So it's kind of, older women always, they know how to prey on young men. That's what they do. Like what I told you guys about what happened in, my previous situation.
Yeah. So yeah, man, wives is off limits, bro, because that become a deadly situation. You can lose your life. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They get you killed, and then and then half the time they're setting you up for failure. It's almost like they do it because they know they're setting you up for failure. So because they're going to try to save face and say that you raped them or whatever it was that
Yeah.
And so on and so forth and so on and so forth. And they just keep building cases against people. It's like, nah, man. Some people, a lot of women live for that kind of fucking drama. You know what I'm saying? They want all the smoke because they're not getting the attention at home. So they kind of feel like, let me go and just stir some shit up,
Yeah, she came from a chaotic background. Yeah. So she had a reputation for being loose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Hey, we need to talk. We ain't got to talk about nothing.
Nah. Right. There was one time I was like in high school though. So there was one time I tried to actually take this chick. Like I knew like a buddy of mine liked this one girl.
Yeah.
And they were kind of talking and this, that, and the other. And then I just kind of like sneaked underneath them. I started talking a little more, and then I took her, you know what I'm saying? I did the deal and this, that, and the other, but everything kind of went to shit right after that. Like, I mean, immediately right after that, everything kind of went to shit. And then it got back to him, and then like I had to kind of hear that backlash. Like, man, I heard you two was talking. Like, who the fuck is talking? Because it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't kiss and tell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who the fuck is talking? You know?
Yeah.
So like he didn't talk to me for a year. Like he didn't talk to me for a fucking year over that shit. And I'm like, all right, man, you doing that again.
Yeah, man. My close homeboys never, man. They sisters never. Like I say, man, they sisters are like my sisters, and I still view them as my sisters to today. You know what I'm saying? I would never do. It's too many women in the world. Women outnumber men. It's too many women in the world.
It ain't worth the beat down.
Nah, it ain't.
It ain't worth
There was one guy. There was one guy. We was associates. You know what I'm saying? We had a mutual friend.
Oh, it didn't count. Yeah,
and we used to bump heads. We used to bump heads all the time. So we was at a bar in Korea.
Okay, Korea.
And the bartender was bad, man, bad.
That don't count.
Yeah, she was half American, half Korean. She was bad. And so he had been trying to holler at the whole night, right?
Yeah.
And she was shooting him down. So he went to the restroom. So I shot my shot.
Yeah. She was civilian. What?
She was civilian.
Okay.
She's a civilian. She was a daughter of a military. Her father was in the military.
Gotcha.
But she worked at a bar in town. She's the bartender. And so I talked to her. I shot my shot. She liked me. She digging on me. So I said, hey, what time you get off? So she told me what time she get off. He come out the restroom. He looking at me like something happened while I was gone. What's up, bro? What you drinking? Bought some more drinks.
Bounce.
I said, hey, man, I'm up out of here. So I walked out, and I left the place, but I didn't go too far. And then he left, and I seen when he left the bar. And then I come walking down the street, and he looking at me like, I didn't win. So where he going? Twin, where you going? Oh man, I'm headed back to the boat. I said, I'm headed back to the boat. He's like, all right, bro, I see you there. Nah, man, I met an old girl. Went to the hotel. You know what I'm saying?
I was on the ship, man. When I was on the ship, the crazy part was like a lot of dudes was fucking the same girl. And she was kind of keeping it secret from everybody. Like I knew like I've done it before. Like there's one time like I was hitting this one chick, but then again, I knew somebody else was hitting her too. I didn't know who, but I knew somebody else was hitting her too. But we didn't care at the time. We were just like, all right, man, we were just trying to get a dick wet, you know. But you had a lot of people that were just over there, just sharing chicks. But that, it was just. But again, that can kind of cause internal conflict, if you know each other. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes if you don't know each other, what if you're just at the wrong place at the wrong time at the wrong schedule, and you show up at the wrong time, and you're like, look. Well, it wasn't my turn, and next thing you know, it can take a turn for the worse,
Now
that shit happens a lot with exotic dancers.
Yeah.
You gotta be real careful when you date those kind of women because you have these motherfuckers that be riding up on their house. You know what I'm saying? And that was kind of a long, like I said in previous videos, like that was some good years of my life where that's all I dated. That's all that I was with. And the problem was that baggage them girls be bringing along with them, their customers, their Johns, their fucking sugar daddies, this shit happens. You know what I'm saying? And this happens to civilians. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This ain't necessarily bro code, but you got to be careful with the chick that you choose because that baggage that they carry, that shit will follow you home and that'll follow you to your bedroom. That'll follow you to your car. That'll follow you to your house. You know what I'm saying? You're waiting outside, waiting to see who they're gonna come see you.
Yeah. Now if we like I say, man, like I said, if we ain't cool and we kind of like enemies, I'm not gonna go after your girlfriend or your wife. But if it's somebody you trying to holler at,
all bets are off.
I'm a person. Yeah, I would holler at the same person. Like it was some times too, where we used to be in South America, and I would be practicing my Spanish. A lot of the brothers weren't trying to practice the Spanish. I would try to go every country I would try to go to. I try to learn a portion of the language so I can communicate with the locals.
Right.
And so these guys wouldn't be cool with me, but they're hey twin, come over here, man. I need you to talk to this girl for me. And I'd be like, man, I don't even like this dude. We don't get along. I say, all right, I'll talk to her. And then I go over there and talk and tell them that they like to beat women, that they got STDs and all kinds of stuff. And then the girls would be like, and then they wind up leaving with me. And man, twin, what happened? Man, she say she ain't like you, bro.
I don't know.
So she ain't like you.
Chicken feet.
I'm like, we ain't cool anyway. Yeah. So that was fair game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
That happens a lot when, like, again, like when I was in foreign countries, that was kind of like it was an ongoing like issue. Because the thing wasn't when you're in other countries, it's not the issue isn't really like when you can because guys fight over the same girl. You know what I'm saying? The problem is what they don't understand, like with this Western mentality, is when you leave the country, you know, it's not you don't have to fight over the woman. All you can do is wait your turn. You know what I'm saying? So what the problem is these women know this shit, and what they try to do is they one against the other. They try to actually have you two fight over her. They get a kick out of that. You know what I'm saying? They try to, like, you know, invite you both to the same club at the same time to kind of see who's going to fight for her. Yeah. This, that, and the other. I've had that happen to me one time, the last time. You know what I'm saying? I had that happen to me one time, and I'm like, oh, fuck this. This bitch is trying to bait me to get jumped. And she did. She tried to bait me to get jumped by, like, some fucking Australian dudes or something like that. I got nothing against those Australian dudes, but when them dudes get liquored up, bro, I don't want to be around them. So we were at Patong Beach, and this was a mutual friend's sister, a mutual friend of mine's sister, and she was just trying to hook me up just for the day. You know, it's like, hook up with my sister, and I'm like, all right, whatever, no, cool. So we're at the club, and this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, her customer was with her. Her customer showed up, and he was being real extra. It's like all touchy-feely, this, that, and the other. I'm like, I asked her, I'm like, this your dude? Or is this his turn? You know what I'm saying? The thing is, like, when you're a Westerner, you have to kind of learn to unlearn everything you learn, because when you're in another country, it's not that's your chick. It's you wait your turn. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like, look, it's not that serious with me. You go with him, I'll hook up with somebody else. Peace. You know? Yeah. But the thing was, the dude was trying to fight me. He was just being all like, you know, hugging her and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Peace out. You have fun. You know? Yeah.
Now I got a little snippet. Go ahead.
It was him and 7 other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
No Royal Rumble, huh?
Yeah, it ain't that serious, bro.
Now I got a little clip of Chris Rock right here. I'm gonna play for y'all, man.
Women hate women. Guys are not like that. Guys actually think there's other fish in the sea. If a guy introduces his boy to his new girlfriend, when they walk away, his boy goes, oh man, she's nice. I gotta get me a girl like that. If a woman introduces her new man to her girlfriend, when they walk away, her girlfriend goes, I gotta get him. And I will slit that bitch's throat to do it.
Now, is that accurate?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot, man. Even in the recent relationship I was in, because like,
have you ever had somebody's mother come on you?
Oh yeah, I had a buddy of mine's mother come on to me right in front of him, and she was like, I was giving them directions how to get to a place because the ATM was broken at the place we was at, so they needed to know where the closest ATM was. I said, yeah, if you go this direction, before I could finish giving directions, his mama cut me out. She go, you got some sexy eyes and some sexy lips. And I looked and I was like, what? I was like, whoa. He said, Mom, come on, Mom. Gosh, what's wrong with you? It just blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, yeah, go that direction. I was like,
I had that happen one time. One time I had that happen. It was like a buddy of mine, like we were like middle school. Yeah. But mom was like being real extra, like super extra. You know what I'm saying? The crazy part was I was dating the girl across the street from them. I actually used to go to his house so I could talk to her. Yeah. You know, and then one day, like the mom, so I guess the mom thought it was romantic or whatever, because the thing was her family hated me. They didn't like me at all. So I would always go over to his house so I could see her. So so she would sneak across the street over to his house. He was the buffer. And then I guess the mom kind of found out what was going on. And then they're like, oh, we got to separate them two. And then one day she started telling me, I'm like, it's just the weirdest shit ever. It's like touching my shoulders and shit. Can I cook it for you and this, that, and the other? And I'm like, you know, fucking dumbass, don't know, I'm pissed, you know. So I had that happen one time, but No, I wanted no part of it.
Now, one thing too, man, is women pay attention. Like this, we just heard from that little clip. Women pay attention to how you treat your lady. Her friends are watching how you treat her friend, and if it's better than the man she with,
she don't sweat.
A lot of times they plotting on how to get you away from it, or they'll talk down on you to her. Girl, yeah, you need to break up with him. Yeah, he ain't no good for you. So they can snatch you up because they see all the good things that you do for her, the way you treat her, the way you take her out, the way you make love to her, because they be talking. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say a lot of women, keep your bedroom life in your bedroom.
Frame, girlfriend, need to beat it out the frame. The next thing you know. And
also too, they know their homegirl's attitude, so they know what kind of guy it takes to tame her.
Yeah.
So they know this like, oh, if he got her, then he must be doing something.
I got a piece too.
And so there was this chick. Go ahead.
And that's why I said, you know, if something like that was to ever come about, then you start thinking, well, how long have you fucking felt this way? You know what I'm saying? And for all these conversations that you were telling me to fucking leave this person alone, that means back then that you was feeling them back then.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know, your credibility is all in question. You know what I'm saying? You was looking out for number one. You weren't looking out for me. You know?
So we had this, well, it was my wife's friend. And her dude was always fighting. You see him in his apartment. You would see them in the parking lot arguing, fighting and stuff. He'd burn off or whatever. But we didn't have them problems. Me and my lady didn't have them problems.
Yeah.
And so I think she was telling her about our bedroom life because she had opened up to my lady and said that her man don't do certain things in the bedroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I guess my lady told her that, Tony do these things. You know what I'm saying? So this chick, she knew my wife's schedule. She knew my schedule.
Studying.
And she didn't, at the time, this is when we still had landline phones.
Yeah.
You know, cell phones are still kind of like, you had cell phone, you had money. You know what I'm saying? So she used to come by and use our house phone a lot. So my wife at the time used to go pick her mother up from the senior citizen, recreation center or something like that every day, Monday through Friday. So she knew what time she would leave and how long it would take her to pick her mom up and drive her mama to her mama's house.
Right.
So I'm at the house chilling. Wife gone, she pick her mama up, knock at the door. I looked through she always come by. I open the door, and that's all she got on. You can see everything through the t-shirt. Ain't nothing on but t-shirt and house shoes, fuzzy house shoes. And she had a shape on her, man. She was chocolate too. She was chocolate. She almost black as this microphone. Fine. So fine, man. Coke bottle shape. I look at her. I look up and down. She say, "Can I come in and use your phone?" I say, "Yeah." But I'm looking at her because I ain't never seen her like, why would you come over here naked? And then I had some buddies over. We playing the PlayStation. I had some boys over. We playing the PlayStation. So I open the door and they see her and they're like, "Man, let her in, bro. Let her in. I'm like, nah. She's like, "Nah, I'll come back later." But she knew what time my wife would be gone and how long she would be gone. She was trying to make a move. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She wanted some of whatever we was doing. You know what I'm saying? So you have to watch and you got to keep your bedroom to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or your homeboy, or think somebody you think your homeboy might plot, or your homegirl, you think your homegirl gonna be plotting because they want to taste that.
There's certain rules, like in relationships, especially with friends. You know what I'm saying? I've learned this. Sometimes you kind of have to keep certain things just quiet, like especially when you're fighting. It's like if we're having issues, these issues are private until unless it's officially over. You know what I'm saying? Because if we get back together, then what ends up happening is, your best friend is always looking out for team. He's looking out for you, but they don't want to see you two back together because you already didn't ruffle their feathers and told them all the foul shit that they did and this, that, and the other. So it's like sometimes you're not supposed to, granted, I mean, they mean well, but, it's like, in relationships, it's like if we have an issue, like if me and my girl get into a situation, I'm not going to sit here and go play for play on everything that she did, because I already know, it's not over. You know what I'm saying? It's just she didn't piss me the fuck off and I need to blow off some steam. And I was just blowing off some confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you this to kind of hold this over her head when we get back together so you can keep us apart. It's like, oh, remember when she did this, or remember when she did that, remember when she did this? Man, I told you she was a bitch. Blah blah blah. This that, and that. I'm like, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, because sometimes at that same time, they could be using that as evidence or as leverage to push you away from her when he's really feeling her.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to be real careful, on whenever you're talking to your people, when you know what I'm saying, where it's like, so you can't, because you have that trust with your people, and sometimes they could be using that to kind of push, to bait you on to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a valuable lesson that I learned. Is like, you know what, if it's not over, there's certain things you just have to kind of limit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, I'll handle this shit later. It's like, all right, I mean, we'll have the discussion. We'll have the discussion when I have closure and it's officially over. But like, if you have friends and this, that, and the other, it's not always necessary for you to always be just telling everything, all the dirty laundry, this, that, because they're going to use this later against you. If they're not your real friend. If they're not your real friend, they're going to weaponize that information. They're going to weaponize that information to steal your woman.
Yeah, so they can slide in. Literally, slide in.
Exactly. So you gotta be real extra careful.
My slide in game is mean.
Yeah. So sometimes, like, you gotta be very mindful of who you have like intimate conversations with about, like, your bedroom life, your personal life, your fights, your innermost everything, because if this is truly not with somebody you truly fuck with, they will use this shit against you. They will fucking use it against you to steal everything you have or to talk shit about you. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody's really your friend. They're just hanging out because they want something from you.
Yeah.
And while they want something from you, they're gonna gossip about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna try to talk down on you to make themselves look better.
Some of the biggest fucking gossipers are fucking dudes. Believe it or not. The biggest fucking gossipers are fucking dudes.
But it's mainly simp ass dudes though. Simp ass dudes.
I'm like, hearing this shit, I'm like, bro, who the fuck is talking to you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're like a cackling like a fucking woman, And I be hearing this shit, and I'm like, God damn, dude. Sometimes I have to kind of report back to like my homie. I'm like, bro, your homie is over here fucking gossiping about you like a fucking woman. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that is a violation of the bro code. Don't gossip about your fucking homies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that shit gets back to your woman, and it makes you look bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now your homies over here talking all your business, and it goes full circle. And it gets back to your woman, and then you're over here fucking, your homies are gossiping, having locker room talk about your fucking woman.
Yeah.
That ain't what's up. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm telling you something, I'm telling you that shit in confidence. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lock that shit up, and that's between me and you. That is another bro code violation. You know what I'm saying? If I'm telling you some shit in fucking confidence, it is never to be repeated. You know what I'm saying? It's never to be repeated. It's never to be weaponized. It's never to be nothing. You just lock that shit in a vault.
It shouldn't go out this circle of trust.
Exactly. Exactly. And that comes up like if we're having an intervention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You pull that information out when it's like time for an intervention where it's so fucking toxic that it's like, look, I gotta talk to you. You know what I'm saying? This needs to come up because the gloves are off now because you don't know which way is up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'd have lost yourself, bro.
Yeah.
So we gotta get you back. Then it got you out of character, man. You torturing yourself.
Yeah. Now you can break confidence when you can break confidence when you break character, when you're no longer in control, and you're amongst friends and loved ones. That's when you break confidence.
You see your homie about to lose. He about to lose everything, lose his livelihood. Hey, bro, pull your side, man.
Yeah. Or you're amongst people that care about you, amongst people that love you. But there's a lot of the opposite. That they don't love you, they don't care about you. They actually want something from you, or they want to take something from you, or they want to take your woman, or your spouse, or whatever. They just want to see you fail because you've been winning for so long. Yeah, they want to break you up. They want to break you up or break you down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So stay clear of them people. Stay clear of them. And keep your bedroom life in the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. What goes on overseas stays overseas.
Yeah.
I mean, what goes on overseas stays overseas.
Yeah. So, what happens in Colombia stays in Colombia.
Don't bring your dirty laundry back to the States. Don't bring your dirty laundry back to the States. Don't let your extracurricular activities fuck up your happy.
Yeah, man. And so while y'all at it, man, if you like what you hit that like button, man, subscribe, man. Hit the notification bell so you can tune into the King's Thought of the Day. You know what I'm saying? Weekly. Exactly. Hit that like button. And now make sure you tune into Swin also and the Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And if you're watching,
hit the like button, fool.
Come on, it take a half a second.
And feel free to comment. You know, if anybody's live or watching right now, we're all ears.
Exactly.
If you need, here's something we're gonna start doing. I want to start getting callers in because I am a very good listener and I'm a very good problem solver. So relationship advice. The best thing to do, honestly, is I want people to actually call in or video in and tell us. The problem is you might have to put a mask, like a ninja mask on or something like that, because, to remain anonymous, or black out your camera. But the main thing is a lot of people just don't get it. They'll sit there and throw a scenario at you. I'm a life coach to 3 different people, mostly women. And I hear everything that's going on. And it's like they just don't get it. They don't understand men. Most women don't get men. They don't understand them. They don't understand the action and the reaction and what you did and what the reaction of it was. They don't understand that,
Yeah.
So, and, I would welcome, the calls, this, that, and the other, along with, we have a panel and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But we have common denominators and, 2 minds are better than 1. 3 minds are better than 1, we're here to help. Ladies, if you're having problems with your man, call the panel. Call us up. Call Dr. Love. Call
Yeah, we'll give you some insight into the mind of a man. You know what I'm saying? How a man thinks and how a man operates. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want things to last, you got to understand your man. You got to listen to him.
Want to make it last, man? We got to call the quiet storm.
So yeah, make sure y'all subscribe, and we are on all podcast streaming platforms: Spotify,
Stitcher, Google Music, Pandora,
iHeart,
Amazon Music, Audible. Yeah, also Apple
Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Good Podcasts.
What's it called? Also, Ask Alexa. Ask Alexa. We're Alexa ready. So if you can't find us, say, Alexa, play the King's Thought of the Day, or Alexa, play Swin music. Alexa, or ask Siri. You got an iPhone.
There she is. She ready.
She is. Yeah.
She's on standby.
It's amazing. Alexa, off. Yeah, she won't shut up. Yeah. So, guys, watch this shit. Alexa, game room blue. The joke. Check this out. Alexa, game room green. That's your player. I know you guys think I'll be stunting, but Alexa, game room magenta. That's your player, bro.
Yeah.
But ask Siri, ask Alexa. Just if you know the name of the podcast, or if you just know the name of the author, just ask. You'll find us. At Alexa, play Swin music. Alexa, play Men Can't Always Be Wrong. Alexa, play the King's Thought of the Day. And if you don't know the episode, say, Alexa, play the most recent episodes. That's all you have to say. Alexa, play the King's Thought of the Day, most recent episode. That's all you got to say. And without further ado, hit the like button, fool.
Yeah, and we're gonna take it up out of here on some
hit the like button, fool.
Before you go. So let's just kind of go over where do you see this podcast in the future? Where do you think we need improvement? I actually want to move the studio into my recording studio. These are kind of things I want to do, okay? Because I'm very new at this. I've been an audio engineer for almost 25 years, and so what I want to do is I want to actually incorporate, what I do here into my recording studio. I have turntables. I actually want people to kind of understand that I actually have a musical background. We make original beats, original music. I want to start doing interviews with. So, for example, the last episode was modern children. Modern children are not the problem; it's the parents that raise them. I actually have a scheduled appointment with a child psychologist. We're gonna have a part 2 of the same thing, and I kind of wanted her opinion on modern women today and why children are the way that they are. I want to get her input on that. I don't know. Where do you feel that we can improve, Swin?
Oh man, just more discussions, more people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have some more live shows, like on location.
Yeah.
And then have some more interaction with the people.
We were supposed to do Passport Bros in Colombia. So, I got sick literally the day before the flight. The flight was booked. We were flying to Medellin, Colombia, and so the flight is still paid for. So I think both of us probably in the next maybe. When are you in school? When are you actually official?
Shoot, man, beginning of the summer. But we will be coming to you guys live from Colombia. Yeah. Man, we flying into Medellin. We're going to take a trip to Cartagena. We're going to be in Bogota.
We are actually going to do Passport Bros live in Colombia.
Exactly.
And the flight's everything's paid for already. Everything's done. My question is when realistically, because honestly, I am in work for me right now, I'm kind of almost at the tail end of many projects. So I have a lot of time and a lot of money coming in my direction where we're good. So I just need to know, like, when do you honestly think we're available to do that?
Sometime within the next 60 days, bro. We'll be out there.
Sounds good. Sounds very good. So we're going to start doing, podcasts remotely. So we're picking up more equipment, mobile microphones, small mixing boards, laptops, et cetera. And then, we're actually going to show you. We ain't going
drones, GoPros.
We're going to show you. We're going to see you.
You're going to see me.
See
like Pimp C say, you're going to smell me. Smell my cologne.
Ball number 9, Issey Miyake, bitch. What kind of music? What new music do you have coming out? So you have transportation. Tell me everything you have. So you have is transportation available right now? Is it?
There are some singles from transportation music available right now. The Money in the Van EP is available right now. I'm working on a non-transportation music album also, which is coming soon. So transportation music album is on the way. You probably be seeing it for the end of this month. You know what I'm saying?
How many songs you have?
Man, 12, 13 songs is going to be on the transportation music album.
Are there any remixes?
There's new cuts. There's some extended versions of some of the songs, some extra verses added to some of the songs that some people have already heard. But if it's your first time hearing, it's brand new to you. So while you're at it, go to tswin.hearnow.com and check out T-Swin music. Get my music that you can stream on all music streaming platforms.
You're also on Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, Apple Music, everything as well, right?
Exactly. If you go to that website right there, it'll take you to each one of those platforms, whatever one you like the best to use, whether it be Tidal, it'd be Amazon Music, it'd be Apple, it'd be Spotify, it'd be Pandora, Napster, whatever. Wherever you stream your music, go to that website, it'll take you to it. Nice. Or just type in T-Swin.
Are you going to do any music videos?
Oh, yeah. We got some visuals coming on the way.
Nice. What artists are you working with on the first EP or the first album? Excuse me. So what artists are you working
shoot, man. I got my twin, 7 Deuce. I got Jay Stan on there. Excuse me. I got LDC1. And so it's local artists from out of H-Town. A lot of it mostly is me, but it's all jamming music. I'm working with some producers. I'm working with producers that work with major people like The Locks, Jada Kiss, Fabulous, Benny the Butcher. I got my guy Jimmy Dukes on there. I got my boy LDC1. I got Track Pros on there on the beats. I got Dylan Graham. He's a Grammy Award winning producer. So man, we coming with the heat.
5 people you could work with. Artists.
Oh, that I would love to work with. Oh man, Bun B, Slim Thug, Big Crit, shit, Outkast. Shit, man, who else? Devin the Dude.
Okay. If I could work with 5 artists, one would be Mystical, Juvenile. Oh, that's a loaded one. Producer, Psychic. He's a DJ. He does a lot. He does a lot of remixes. Work with Deadmau5 and what's it called? Axl Rose.
Oh man, shit. Producers
or Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Producers, Manny Fresh, Jazzy Faye, Pharrell, Timbaland. Who else? Who else I'd love to work with, man? London on the Beats.
Did you know that
ATL Jacob?
Did you know that Pharrell is now the new the head of design for Louis Vuitton? He was just announced today. You know Virgil, he was a DJ and he was the lead designer for Louis Vuitton. He died, I think. So they just announced today that that Pharrell will be taking his place as lead designer for Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, he big on fashion.
Yeah, so that's going to be very interesting. So it's really good to kind of see that, you know, that they're continuing to allow the brand to kind of evolutionize. It's starting to change, you know. And
it's going to reach the people that buy most of the clothes.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, so that should be really interesting because I mean, you know, hip hop is a culture, you know, and the stuff that, you know, the clothes that we wear is a culture, kind of like, you know, the way I dressed. I'm very old school, you know.
Yeah, it's the most influential culture.
You know.
LL Cool D.
I'm old school, you know. I like 80s. I like 80s shit. I wear Dookie chains. My shit's real, you know. But you know, I like the culture, you know. But the good thing is it's actually starting to finally starting to be recognized. It's starting to bleed over, and people are being, you know, in the correct people. The real designers are actually getting credit for what they're supposed to be getting credit for, because before they never did, you know.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because before it was always like, you know, you had the culture that was wearing brands or promoting brands that didn't promote the culture.
Yeah.
But the brands were making the most money off the culture.
Yeah.
They
didn't even rock with the people that was promoting.
Best example, Tommy Hilfiger. You know, in the 90s, Tommy Hilfiger is like, well, if I would have knew that this culture was wearing my clothes, I would have never made it. You know?
Yeah.
And remember when he said that Oprah threw him off the show? You know? Ralph Lauren, you know, and so on. So that's kind of a good thing though. So, but
yeah, we set the trends. Bringing in M's.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
The thing is this, you know, the music culture brings in more money than I think anything else in America. You know, more than innovation, more than anything is the culture, the clothing, the fashion, the music, everything that encompasses this culture. It's copied throughout the world. We come up with the ideas. We are the Americas. You know, the music, the hip hop culture. You know, the clothing, the fashion, everything that encompasses that.
The slang,
everything is copied, and it's
marketed to the world.
Yeah, it's marketed to the world, you know. But the sad part was, you know, and I'm not going to go too far with this. It's like the people, the originators of it.
The originators, yeah.
We're not given any credit. They were not
the creators, the authors, yeah.
No nothing. And now it's like, at least now they're getting a smidgen, a piece of the action, you know. So we shall see what happens in the near but far future. But thank you guys for viewing the show. Please like, comment, or subscribe below. Watch us grow. You know,
hit the like button, fool.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys again. You know, it's a pleasure, and we're here. We ain't going nowhere. Y'all be cool.
Gotcha. We're gonna take y'all out on some bossing.
Shit, girl. I'm my own boss. So nobody tell me what to do. I boss myself around.
Hey,
Explain.
Swin. Fuck your dress code, I'm my own boss. I get the fruits of my labor cause I paid the cost. Fuck your schedule, I'm my own boss. Open up my eyes and I decide when I leave the house. Fuck your dress code, I'm my own boss. I get the fruits of my labor cause I paid the cost. Fuck your schedule, I'm my own boss. Open up my eyes and I decide when I leave the house. I can wake up at 6, 7, or even 11. I put my money on me. You get your cash to the rip. Hell nah, I'm no feeling. I just want my freedom. I took a look in the mirror and realized I don't need them. Employee of the month, never. I'm gonna die if I stay here. They look me in my eye and tell a lie every day here. Treat me like a peasant, then give me a 20-cent raise and expect for me to act like it's a present. She sleeping with the boss, he getting high up in the parking lot. Billy like the snitching, this one here, he like the bark a lot. The chemicals and labor be messing with my physical. You ever pull up to the job and start feeling miserable? That's a sign, and your mind is really telling you to dip. Better have your life rap and do the math to jump ship. I tucked the deuce and got the bouncing like a rubber ball. Y'all can take these boosters, hard hat, and these coveralls. Fuck y'all. Fuck your dress code, I'm my own boss. I get the fruits of my labor cause I pay the cost. Fuck your schedule, I'm my own boss. Open up my eyes and I decide when I leave the house. Fuck your dress code, I'm my own boss. I get the fruits of my labor cause I paid the cost. Fuck your schedule, I'm my own boss. Open up my